If I had $1 for every piece of bad nutrition advice I've heard, I could have retired yesterday. Carbs are evil. Fat makes you fat. Just eat air and be happy. Let's bust a few of these myths before they ruin your energy, metabolism, and your life. Not everything you hear about nutrition is true. In fact, some of the most common tips are just plain wrong, and I see the effects in my consultations every day. People come to me confused, tired, stuck, and most of the time they've been following advice that's doing more harm than good. So today I'll break down 3 of the worst nutrition lies, and at the end I'll share a bonus tip that might actually shock you. You've probably heard this one: you need sugar since your brain runs on glucose. Yes, your brain uses glucose, but that doesn't mean you need to eat sugar to function. Your body can make glucose from protein and fat. It's called gluconeogenesis. In fact, too much sugar, it can damage insulin sensitivity, making it even harder for your brain to even use glucose, causing brain fog and fatigue. Believe me, I've seen it again and again. People eating granola bars for brain fuel and wondering why they can't focus. Let me explain. Excess sugar spikes insulin and inflames the brain. And here's what most people don't know. Your brain loves clean, stable energy. So no, you don't need sugar to be smart. You need stability. Another myth. Eat every 2-3 hours to boost metabolism. I hear this all the time from clients trying to lose weight or avoid cravings. But here's the problem. Every time you eat, you raise insulin. If insulin is always up, your body never burns stored fat. You stuck in sugar burning mode and your energy crashes hard. Let me show you why snacking all day keeps you stuck in low energy, constant hunger, and stubborn fat storage. Let's say you have a balanced diet, ideally 2-3 meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Insulin rises and drops, then again rises and drops, and that's the key. Fat burning only happens when insulin falls. Now look, every time you eat, especially carb-heavy snacks, your insulin spikes. You snack again before insulin has a chance to drop, so if you're snacking every 2-3 hours, you are never letting your body access stored energy, which is why you feel tired, foggy, and stuck. Want more energy and better metabolic health? Let insulin rest. Snacking all day leads to constant sugar cravings, mood swings, and this never-ending feeling of hunger. It's like your body is never off the clock, always digesting, always inflamed. I've had clients stop snacking and say, I feel lighter, clearer, I'm not obsessed with food anymore. It's not about eating less, it's about eating smarter. The most stubborn myth of them all: saturated fat clogs your arteries. People are still terrified of butter and eggs because of this idea, but current science, it says otherwise. Heart disease is driven by inflammation, oxidized LDL cholesterol, refined seed oils, and sugar. Saturated fat, it supports your hormones, brain, and cell membranes. I have a video on this topic. Check it out. I've had patients come to me after years of avoiding fat, living on low-fat yogurts and rice cakes, wondering why they feel burnout. And once we reintroduce nutrient-dense fats like pasture-raised eggs, salmon, avocado, olive oil, and even some grass-fed red meat, they regain energy, focus, and hormonal balance. So healthy fat is not the problem. The real issue is inflammation from processed junk, not the yolk in the breakfast. Here is a bonus myth I hear all the time. If your lab tests are normal, you are healthy. But I can't tell you how many times someone comes to me saying, my doctor said everything looks fine, but I still feel exhausted, inflamed, and anxious. Normal doesn't mean optimal. Your body gives you signs long before things show up on a lab test. And that's exactly why we look at symptoms, lifestyle, and nutrient status, not just numbers. So, how many of these nutrition lies have you heard before? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more no-nonsense, science-backed health tips, hit that like and subscribe, because the more you understand your body, the better you can take care of it. And that's what this channel is all about.